Welcome to tonight's sleep story, The Simple Joys of Morning Dew. If you're enjoying this soothing narrative, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more calming content. Before we begin, we'll start with a brief breathing guidance to help you relax and prepare for a restful night. If you prefer to skip this part and jump straight into the story, you can find the timestamps for the chapters in the description of the video. The story follows Emma's journey as she returns to her childhood village of Meadowbrook, reconnecting with old friends and discovering the beauty in life's simple moments. Let's take a moment to settle into a comfortable position. Allow your body to sink into your mattress, feeling fully supported and at ease. Adjust your blankets or pillow if needed, creating a cozy space just for you. This is your time to let go of the day and invite calm and quiet into your evening. Now, let's take a soothing breath together. Slowly inhale through your nose, allowing the air to flow easily and naturally. Then exhale gently through your mouth, like a soft sigh of relief. With each breath, feel your body softening and releasing any tension. Imagine a gentle wave flowing in with each inhale and washing away the day as you exhale. If your mind begins to wander, that's okay. Just let your thoughts drift by, like clouds in a peaceful sky, and gently return your attention to your breathing or the sound of my voice. There's nothing you need to do now except listen and allow the story to carry you into rest. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Homecoming. Emma stepped off the train and took a deep breath. The crisp morning air of Meadowbrook filling her lungs. The familiar scent of blooming wildflowers and freshly cut grass greeted her, bringing back a flood of memories from her childhood. She looked around at the quaint village with its cobblestone streets and charming cottages, feeling a sense of nostalgia wash over her. It had been years since she had last set foot in this place, and yet it felt like no time had passed at all. As she walked towards her old family home, Emma noticed the subtle changes in the village. New shops had opened and some of the houses had been freshly painted, but the essence of Meadowbrook remained the same. The village square was bustling with activity as locals set up stalls for the weekly market. Emma smiled as she saw familiar faces, waving and exchanging pleasantries with the townsfolk. It was comforting to see that some things never changed. Arriving at her childhood home, Emma paused for a moment, taking in the sight of the ivy-covered stone cottage. The front garden was a riot of color, with roses, daisies, and lavender in full bloom. She pushed open the creaky wooden gate and walked up the path, feeling a sense of peace settle over her. The door opened before she could knock, and there stood Lucas, her childhood friend, with a warm smile on his face. "Welcome home, Emma," Lucas said, enveloping her in a gentle hug. His presence was reassuring, a reminder of the deep bonds she had with the people of Meadowbrook. They spent the afternoon catching up, reminiscing about their shared past and the adventures they had as children. Lucas had taken over his family's farm and was thriving in the simple, fulfilling life of a farmer. Emma felt a pang of envy, wishing she could find the same sense of purpose. As the sun began to set, Emma decided to take a walk through the fields that surrounded the village. The dew-covered grass sparkled in the fading light, and the gentle rustling of the leaves created a soothing symphony. She walked slowly, savoring the tranquility of the moment. The worries and stresses of her city life seemed to melt away with each step, replaced by a deep sense of calm. By the time Emma returned to the cottage, The sky was painted with hues of pink and orange, and the first stars were beginning to twinkle. She felt a renewed sense of hope and possibility, as if Meadowbrook held the key to her happiness. As she drifted off to sleep that night, the gentle sounds of the village lulled her into a peaceful slumber, and she knew that she had made the right decision in coming back home. Chapter 2: New Beginnings. The morning sun cast a golden glow over Meadowbrook as Emma made her way to the local café. The air was filled with the scent of freshly baked bread and blooming flowers, creating a sense of warmth and comfort. As she entered the café, she was greeted by the cheerful chatter of the townsfolk and the clinking of cups and saucers. The café was a cozy haven with wooden tables and chairs and shelves lined with books and trinkets. Emma felt an immediate sense of belonging as she took in the familiar surroundings. Emma was introduced to the café's owner, Mrs. Thompson, a kind-hearted woman with a warm smile. Mrs. Thompson welcomed Emma with open arms and showed her around the café. Emma quickly settled into her new role, enjoying the rhythm of the daily routine. She found joy in preparing coffee, serving pastries, and chatting with the regulars. Each day brought new faces and stories, and Emma felt a growing connection to the community. One afternoon, Emma met Clara, an elderly woman with a wealth of knowledge about Meadowbrook's history. Clara had a twinkle in her eye and a gentle demeanor that immediately put Emma at ease. They struck up a conversation, and Clara began to share stories of the village's past. Emma was captivated by the tales of old, learning about the traditions and events that had shaped Meadowbrook. Clara's stories were like a window into another time, and Emma felt a deep sense of appreciation for the village's rich heritage. As the days passed, Emma and Clara became fast friends. They spent many afternoons together, sipping tea and exchanging stories. Clara's wisdom and warmth were a source of comfort for Emma, and she found herself looking forward to their time together. Through Clara, Emma learned about the importance of community and the value of preserving the past. She felt a renewed sense of purpose and a desire to contribute to the village's future. One evening, as the sun set over the fields, Emma and Lucas took a walk through the village. The sky was painted with hues of pink and orange, and the air was filled with the gentle rustling of leaves. They walked in companionable silence, enjoying the tranquility of the moment. Lucas shared his dreams for the future, and Emma found herself inspired by his passion and dedication. She realized that Meadowbrook was not just a place, but a community of people who cared deeply for one another. By the end of the week, Emma felt a profound sense of belonging. She had found her place in Meadowbrook, surrounded by friends and a supportive community. The simple joys of daily life brought her a sense of peace and fulfillment that she had longed for. As she lay in bed that night, the gentle sounds of the village lulled her into a restful sleep. Emma knew that she had found her true home, and she looked forward to the adventures that lay ahead. Chapter 3: Whispers of the Past. The attic of Emma's family home was a treasure trove of memories, filled with old trunks, dusty books, and forgotten keepsakes. One rainy afternoon, Emma decided to explore this hidden corner of her childhood. As she climbed the creaky wooden stairs, the scent of aged paper and cedar wood filled the air, evoking a sense of nostalgia. She opened an old trunk and found a collection of letters and photographs, each one a piece of her family's history. Emma spent hours poring over the letters, which revealed stories of love, loss, and resilience. She discovered a hidden romance between her great-grandmother Eliza and a young man named Thomas. Their love story was filled with passion and heartache, as they were separated by circumstances beyond their control. Emma felt a deep connection to Eliza, imagining the strength and courage it took to endure such trials. The letters also hinted at a family feud that had long been buried, adding an air of mystery to her discoveries. Intrigued by the secrets of the past, Emma decided to share her findings with Clara. Over tea at the café, Clara listened intently as Emma recounted the tales she had uncovered. Clara's eyes sparkled with interest, and she shared her own memories of Eliza and Thomas. Together, they pieced together the fragments of the past, creating a vivid picture of the lives that had shaped Meadowbrook. Emma felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing that she was preserving her family's legacy. As the days turned into weeks, Emma continued to delve into her family's history. She visited the village library, where she found old newspapers and records that provided more context to the stories she had discovered. The librarian, Mr. Bennett, was a wealth of knowledge and eagerly assisted Emma in her research. Through their conversations, Emma learned about the village's traditions and the events that had shaped its history. She felt a growing appreciation for the community and its rich heritage. One evening, Emma and Lucas sat by the fireplace, sharing their discoveries. Lucas was fascinated by the stories and encouraged Emma to write them down. He believed that the tales of Meadowbrook's past could inspire future generations and strengthen the bonds within the community. Emma was touched by his support and decided to take on the project. She began to write, capturing the essence of the stories and the emotions they evoked. As Emma wrote, she felt a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The act of preserving her family's history brought her closer to her roots and deepened her connection to Meadowbrook. She realized that the village was not just a place, but a living tapestry of stories and memories. Each day, as she walked through the dew-kissed fields and chatted with the townsfolk, she felt a profound sense of belonging. Meadowbrook had become her sanctuary, a place where she could find peace and meaning in the simple joys of life. Chapter 4. Heartfelt Connections. The village fair was a time-honored tradition in Meadowbrook, bringing together the community in a celebration of local culture and camaraderie. Emma and Clara had been working tirelessly to organize the event, and the day had finally arrived. The village square was transformed into a vibrant hub of activity with colorful stalls, cheerful music, and the mouth-watering aroma of homemade treats. Emma felt a sense of pride and accomplishment as she watched the townsfolk gather, their faces alight with joy and anticipation. Emma and Lucas had grown closer over the past few weeks, their bond deepening with each shared moment. They spent evenings stargazing in the fields, their conversations flowing effortlessly as they shared their dreams and aspirations. Lucas's gentle presence was a source of comfort for Emma, and she found herself looking forward to their time together. On the day of the fair, Lucas surprised Emma with a bouquet of wildflowers, a gesture that touched her heart and made her feel truly cherished. As the fair got underway, Emma and Clara manned the information booth, welcoming visitors and providing them with maps and schedules. The atmosphere was filled with laughter and the sound of children playing, creating a sense of warmth and community. Emma took a moment to soak in the scene, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the simple joys that Meadowbrook had brought into her life. She realized that the village fair was not just an event, but a testament to the strength and unity of the community. Throughout the day, Emma and Lucas took breaks to explore the fair together. They visited the various stalls, sampling delicious treats and admiring the handmade crafts. At the petting zoo, Emma's heart melted as she watched Lucas interact with the animals, his kindness and gentleness evident in every gesture. They rode the Ferris wheel, the view from the top offering a breathtaking panorama of the village and its surrounding fields. As they descended, Emma felt a sense of contentment and belonging that she had never experienced before. In the evening, the fair culminated in a grand bonfire, where the townsfolk gathered to share stories and sing songs. Emma and Lucas sat side by side, their hands intertwined as they listened to Clara recount tales of Meadowbrook's past. The flickering flames cast a warm glow on their faces, creating an atmosphere of intimacy and connection. Emma felt a profound sense of peace, knowing that she was surrounded by people who cared deeply for one another. As the night drew to a close, Emma and Lucas walked home together, the cool night air filled with the scent of blooming jasmine. They paused at the edge of the fields, the stars twinkling above them like a blanket of diamonds. Lucas turned to Emma, his eyes filled with warmth and affection. "I'm glad you're here, Emma," he said softly. Emma smiled, her heart swelling with emotion. "Me too, Lucas," she replied, feeling a sense of certainty and happiness that she had longed for. As they continued their walk, Emma knew that she had found her true home in Meadowbrook, and that the simple joys of life would continue to bring her peace and fulfillment. Chapter 5. Finding Home. The morning sun bathed Meadowbrook in a warm golden light as Emma awoke to the gentle sounds of birdsong outside her window. She stretched and took a deep breath, savoring the fresh, crisp air that filled her room. Today was a special day, as it marked the anniversary of her return to the village. Emma felt a sense of gratitude and contentment as she reflected on the past year and the journey that had brought her to this moment. Emma decided to start her day with a walk through the dew-kissed fields, a ritual that had become a source of solace and inspiration. The grass sparkled with droplets of morning dew, and the gentle rustling of the leaves created a soothing symphony. As she walked, Emma felt a deep connection to the land and the community that had welcomed her with open arms. She knew that Meadowbrook was where she truly belonged. After her walk, Emma headed to the café, where she was greeted by the familiar faces of the townsfolk. The café had become a second home to her, a place where she could share stories, laughter, and moments of quiet reflection. Mrs. Thompson, the café's owner, had become a dear friend and mentor, offering wisdom and support whenever Emma needed it. Emma felt a sense of pride and fulfillment as she served coffee and pastries, knowing that she was contributing to the heart of the community. As the day progressed, Emma found herself thinking about the future and the possibilities that lay ahead. She had discovered a passion for writing, inspired by the stories of her family's past and the rich history of Meadowbrook. With Lucas's encouragement, she had begun to compile her research into a book, hoping to share the village's legacy with future generations. The project had given her a sense of purpose and direction, and she was excited to see where it would lead. In the evening, Emma and Lucas took a walk through the village, their hands intertwined as they strolled along the cobblestone streets. The sky was painted with hues of pink and orange, and the air was filled with the scent of blooming jasmine. They paused at the edge of the fields, the stars twinkling above them like a blanket of diamonds. Lucas turned to Emma, his eyes filled with warmth and affection. "I'm glad you're here, Emma," he said softly. Emma smiled, her heart swelling with emotion. "Me too, Lucas," she replied, feeling a sense of certainty and happiness that she had longed for. As they continued their walk, Emma knew that she had found her true home in Meadowbrook. The simple joys of life, the meaningful connections she had made, and the sense of belonging she felt had brought her a peace and fulfillment she had never known. She looked forward to the future with hope and excitement, knowing that she was surrounded by a community that cared deeply for one another. As they reached the cottage, Emma felt a profound sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought her to this moment. She knew that the simple joys of morning dew would continue to bring her peace and happiness for years to come.